Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Vicky, and on my channel we do fun, easy, perfectly imperfect crafting. So if that sounds like your thing, why not hang around for a little bit? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, doesn't matter what you do as long as you have fun. So today is day 6 of December Daily. This was yesterday's page that we made, a very quick little page using a pre-made piece of ephemera. I'm just showing you there that I did actually manage to journal in the... Sorry, Ruby started barking at a delivery man. Very annoying. But anyway, yeah, just a quick little journaling spot there to journal about our Christmas traditions or lack thereof. So today is the A to Z of Christmas. I did decide to skip a couple of pages just because ideally I wanted quite a plain page with no lines or designs on it. I'll go back and decorate those 2 plain pages when I've finished the whole process. I might just stick my writing boards to them, I'm not 100% sure. So here I'm just showing you the kind of materials that I'm going to be using today, which is my banner stencil. I have some markers and also a case of gel sticks, glitter gel sticks. Gel pens, sorry. I'm obsessed with gel sticks apparently. So I wanted to make this into like a list. It was the most easiest way I could think of doing it. Obviously having to list out the whole alphabet. I couldn't really think of any other way to do it practically. So I just started with drawing my banner really lightly in a pencil, just so that I could have the outline to later fill in with the brush marker. That will have a little thing on it that just says A to Z of Christmas, just to give the page a title and a bit of decoration. These paint marker pens are brilliant. They lay down so smoothly. There's no like lumps or bumps or anything like that. They covered that pencil line pretty well. There was still some showing, but that was just because I was a bit messy. But yeah, they are really, really good. I actually picked those up in Tesco's. So I think they were only about £3, so definitely worth the buy. I did start by just making a few little lines down the page just to give me a guide of where I would like to have lines for my list. I did start to split the lines into half of the page, but it just looked a bit messy. I couldn't get the starting points to start and finish where I needed them to, so I just drew over the first 2 lines and continued with a full straight line across the page. I then brought in another one of my stencils and another paint marker. I brought in red this time. My plan for this is to make bullet points using the marker and the stencil. The bullet points will then, obviously because they look quite big, they're then going to turn into balls. And I'm going through and just placing a ball, as it were, on every other line. I started off with a red and then later moved on to a green to fill in obviously the spaces that I had left whilst doing the reds. I'm really not fussed with how the balls aren't in a line. Like I always say, this is a junk journal, it's not meant to be perfect. I'm happy with how it turned out. The whole vibe of it was a bit sketchy anyway when it finished, so I didn't need it to be perfectly pristine. And where I was drawing the balls on afterwards, if I had have done it all pristine and in line, it probably would have looked a bit out of place. It probably would have been too organised. And when you put your balls on your tree or whatever, they're never strategically placed so that they're all in a line and perfect. So I was happy with that. I was worried that I'd used too light a shade of green, because I don't know, I just felt as if it needed to be a bit darker, but when I see the whole page finished, I did actually think that the lighter green kind of complemented that blue at the top a lot better anyway, so I was quite happy with how that turned out. Once I was finished with all of the colouring aspects, I just pulled in my black fine liner and went around the edges of the banner up the top, just to help it make it stand out and look a little bit more finished. And this is where I went in and made my circles then into actual baubles. So I just randomly scribbled a circle around each of my circles, and then just drew a really simple rustic looking bow at the top of each one. I know it doesn't look like much, but surprisingly they do actually look like baubles when I'm finished with them. I later added in the letters of the alphabet, and in my head I can just see the baubles that you can buy that have your initials on them or something. Probably would have been a good idea to do them in like a glitter pen, to give that effect and to make it a little bit more realistic, but the black was used throughout anyway, so it all ties in and it's all cohesive and it all matches. So super happy with how my list turned out. I did just grab a little silver pen and put in some, I don't know, like nails or screws into the corner of that banner. I don't know why, it's just something I always do with a banner. I can't help myself. So I just brought in the red marker again and just drew in, or wrote in rather, A to Z in a nice bright red, and then of Christmas in my little glitter pen as well. The glitter pen, I'm not quite sure why I chose the colour that I did, because it was very, very matchy to the blue behind it, so it didn't really stand out as much as I wanted to. Looking at it now, I should have probably gone in with my black fine liner and used that instead. At least it would have all kind of matched and tied in together, especially now that I'm going to go around the A to Z with the said black fine liner. But yeah, it doesn't matter, it's still readable and I know what it's meant to say, so that's all that matters. So I then just pulled in a random piece of scrap just to make sure that my gel pens were actually working before I wrote them down. I'm not sure if you can actually see everything that I'm writing, so I have the journal in front of me. I'll just read out the words that came to mind whenever I got to them. So for A, we went with angel. B, bells. C, I was going to do Christmas tree, but then I thought, actually no, the first thing that actually came to my head, if I'm being honest, was cake, Christmas cake, so that had to go down there. D was for decorations. E was for elf. F, I got a little bit stuck on, but I ended up going with frost. G was for gingerbread, which is very strange because I don't actually like gingerbread. I don't like the ginger flavour, so why that was the first thing that came to my head, I have no idea. H, another one that I was a bit funny, I didn't really know what to write for that, but I ended up with holly. I was another difficult one. I did spend far too much time thinking about this one, and then I was just kind of staring at the page blankly and realised, oh, holly and ivy. Well, how stupid. So then I put my ivy down. J, we've got Jack Frost. K, Kris Kringle. L, I went for lights. I couldn't think of anything else that began with L. If you can think of anything, please do let me know. I'd love to hear what you would have put instead. M, I went for mistletoe. N, I said nutcracker. O was the ornaments. P was the obvious, was the presents. That was the very first thing that came to my head. I did actually think pie, but I suppose that's more of an American way of saying cake. The video did unfortunately cut out, so I did have to really quickly at the end just film a complete overview of what I had done with the page, and I just gave you a close-up of everything that I had written. So for Q we had Quiet Night, R we had Rudolph, S is obviously going to be for Santa, T was for Tinsel, U Under the Tree, V was for Village, W was Wreath, X was Xmas, I really couldn't think of anything for that one, Y was Yuletide, and Z was Zipped Up Warm, because that's what I plan to be all this Christmas. So I'm sorry I didn't get the full video, but I think you get the point, and I really hope you like this layout, because I really do like it. I enjoyed doing it. I had so much fun. So yeah, I will see you again for tomorrow's prompt, which will be day 7, and I'm not too sure what I'm going to do for day 7, so stay tuned. Bye.